important things. So thanks for coming out. It's a real pleasure to be here. I've been an estate planning attorney for many, many years, and I really enjoy doing it because it allows me to help people to reduce their taxes, to save time, to save money, to preserve harmony within families, to give people peace of mind. We're going to talk about some of these themes today. So we're going to talk also about what estate planning is, a little bit about living trusts and probate and how to avoid problems. A lot of people have a question that they ask me when they come into the law firm, and they ask me, what is estate planning? For each person, estate planning is a little bit different, but basically it's a process we go through to minimize taxes and prevent liabilities from occurring to our estates, protect our estates from liabilities. It's also a plan to provide for your own health and financial decisions in the event that you're unable to make your own health or financial decisions. And ultimately, someday, if you don't spend all your money, estate planning is a way that will, a plan that will leave your assets to your loved ones when you're gone. I do recommend you try to spend all your money first. That is an effective estate plan if you can do it. According to AARP, up to half of Americans don't even have a simple will. Hard to believe, but it's true. And it's one of the most overlooked parts of planning, and yet it's one of the most important. It's really something you shouldn't put off, because you never know if there's going to be a tomorrow or not. I mean, look at some of the famous people like Prince. Probably thought he'd live a lot longer, and yet he didn't even have a simple will, and certainly not even a trust. It's amazing because he had a lawyer. And the lawyer, in my book, he probably should have completed an estate plan, but he said that Prince really didn't want to talk about it because Prince thought that he'd live to be 999 years old. I have to ask if his attorney really believed that or not. But the point is, even rich and famous people don't often have a proper estate plan, a will or a trust. Why don't people plan? Well, there's a lot of reasons. Some people don't know who they can go to get their estate planning done. Some people think they're not rich enough. I'm not Bill Gates, why do I need an estate plan? Well, I'm going to dispel that myth today. Hopefully, you're not going to go anywhere soon, and I hear that a lot. I'm young, I'm vital, why do I need a will? I'm not old. I don't want to talk about my family. I don't want to talk about money. There are more important things. I'm trying to achieve nirvana. I'm single. It's too complicated. A lot of people haven't created their will or trust yet because they think it's complicated. Now, the truth is it's really not. Some cultures think it's too morbid to even think about, or they don't want to spend the time, they don't want to pay for it. These are all reasons why people delay estate planning. Procrastination. The problem is, time is short, life is precious, and believe it or not, all of us are going to graduate. Can I say that? Graduate someday. In fact, if you look at statistics, the cold, harsh reality is that every single day, sad to say, people don't see a tomorrow. And what they say is true. Most accidents happen at home, but on average, every 10 minutes, somebody is graduating at home. So the truth is, we live in a temporary existence, and life is dangerous, and sometimes you have to plan, because if you don't, this is what happens. The fight at the courthouse. And it really happens, actually, because I go to court a lot. We'll talk about that, what probate is and how the courts work. So these are different options you have if you don't do any planning, or if you have a will. Well, let's talk about how a will works, what a will is. How do you deal with beneficiary designations on accountants? What is right of survivorship and joint tenancy? How many of you are joint tenants on your home, for example? What does that mean? Very common. And what does it mean, and how do you establish a living trust? But we'll go over these different items.